Mega Quest. Oh well, it is at Mega Quest. Hey! How are you all today?
Doing okay? Doing alright? Yeah.
It's gonna be a good day. Gonna be a good day. Don't know if we're singing that or not.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know.
What are we singing today?
We are.
Go and look at your sheet.
Not sure. Bear with.
See, now he's gone. Boys and girls, I am livid with Ali just now. I don't mind telling you, I'm livid. I had my fudge donut out on a plate yesterday, and while I wasn't looking, totally scoffed a bite, a really big bite out of it. Unacceptable. But oh, it's coming back.
So, we are singing the theme song again.
That's not the right bit of paper. No.
I'm going to level with you. Really annoyed with Nicola today. She ate all of my fudge donut. I got one teeny little bite and she scoffed the entire lot of it. I went back and the plate was completely empty. Not even crumbs. It was completely empty, like it had been cleaned. I think she licked it. Wait, she's coming back. Shh.
Okay,
So I've got it.
I've got it here.
Okay.
I've got it here. But hang on, I've just seen something. I think we might have had a bit of a misunderstanding yesterday, Al. I thought...
It's the fudge donut of loveliness.
Well,
it's the donut of fudge loveliness.
It is. You see, I think we've gotten our donuts mixed up.
Oh.
Our donuts in a pickle.
Oh.
Our donuts in a fangle.
Pickled donut's not a good idea.
No.
Well, you see, I ate a bite of a fudge donut.
That was my fudge donut.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But now that I look at these teeth marks, I think I ate yours. The drama. What if we just split the rest of this one?
Sounds like a good plan.
Because we definitely didn't give any to the kids.
No. It's too big for them anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good for them. It's
Yeah.
for the children. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
I'm really sorry.
I'm really sorry.
Oh, I forgive you.
I forgive you.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah. No. We'll have it later. Not in front.
While my heart is beating, while my body's breathing, my future's there for you to write. Though today I'm hurting, there's a new day coming, bright and shining like your smile. I won't give up, no, no, I won't give in, no, no, you are the tide on which I rise. I won't back up, no, no, I won't back down, no, no, this is the time for me to rise. You are the fun in my life, you are the joy, you are the laughter inside, and now I'm more. No one can ever make me happier, no one can ever take me higher. At least I know for sure now, nothing's keeping me down, every fear has got to go. Can't stop my feet from dancing, stop my spirit soaring. You're the rhythm in my soul. I won't give up, no, no, I won't give in. No, no, you are the tide on which I rise. I won't back up, no, no, I won't back down. No, no, this is the time for me to rise. You are the fun in my life, you are the joy, you are the laughter inside, and now I'm more. No one can ever make me happier, no one can ever take me higher. Throw your hands in the air like you just don't care. Reach for the sky, let your heart run wild. Dance like there's no one watching. Sing like your soul is bursting. Throw your hands in the air like you just don't care. Reach for the sky, let your heart run wild. Dance like there's no one watching. Sing like your soul is bursting. Throw your hands in the air like you just don't care. Reach for the sky, let your heart run wild. Dance like there's no one watching. Sing like your soul is bursting. Yeah, you are the fun in my life, you are the joy, you are the laughter inside, and now I'm more. No one can ever make me happier, no one can ever take me higher. You are the fun in my life, you are the joy, you are the laughter inside, and now I'm more. No one can ever make me happier, no one can ever take me higher. Great songs. I love that Story of the Cross song. It's really, really good.
Our apologies. Ali and Nicola appear to be broadcasting from a parallel universe in which they just sung The Story of the Cross. In this universe, we will sing the story of the cross at the end of our programme. We thank you for your awesomeness. Cheerio!
It's really great. We're going to talk a little bit more about it a bit later, but we've got our story of what's happening with Joseph.
Yeah. Now, we had learned all about Joseph, who is Jacob's son, and Jacob also had a daughter. Good to remember that.
Nobody ever talks about the daughter.
No.
She's there.
But Joseph got put in prison, and there he kind of learned some stuff about himself. He grew up, he became a wee bit more mature, he got his head a bit more in gear, and he realised and he learned a little bit more about who he's supposed to be and not who he thought he was going to be.
Yeah, God really showed him the skills that God had given him, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So what's going to happen to him today?
Who knows? Let's hear the story.
Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you're all well today and have had fun so far doing Mega Quest and enjoyed the activities. So today's the story is going to be finding out what happened to Joseph next. So here we go. Joseph the ruler. One day there was a knock at Joseph's door, and when he answered it, his 11 brothers were standing there. They bowed down before him, they kissed his feet, and they begged, "Kind sir, we have come to Egypt all the way from the land of Canaan. We have no food, we are starving. May we please buy some from you?" Joseph said nothing. He just stared at his brothers. He knew who they were, but they did not recognize him. "All right," said Joseph in his sternest voice, "I will sell you food." And he ordered his servants to load his brothers' animals. But that wasn't all he had told them to do. "Take one of my silver cups," he said, "and hide it in the sack of food tied to the youngest lad's donkey." Joseph had a plan. He wanted to see his brothers had changed. When Joseph's brothers reached the edge of the city, his servants stopped them and searched through their sacks. What did they find? The silver cup, of course. "We don't know how it got there," the brothers exclaimed to Joseph. "Your brother stole it, that's how," Joseph answered. "So he must stay here in Egypt and be my slave." "No, please," begged the brothers. "They would break our father's hearts. Keep one of us instead." But Joseph heard that. He knew his brothers had changed. So he told them who he was. Right there and then. "I'm Joseph," he announced, "your long-lost brother." This news did not make his brothers feel any better. They were frightened. In fact, they could hardly speak. "Don't be afraid," said Joseph. "I forgive you. You meant to hurt me, but God used what you did to save us all from this terrible famine. Now go, fetch my father and the rest of our family to come and live in Egypt with me." The brothers looked up. The brothers grinned. The brothers cheered. Way! And after a lot of hugging and hallooing and handshaking, they all set off for Canaan to tell Jacob the good news. And Joseph just sat back on his throne and smiled and thanked God for making his dreams come true.
Stories of the Bible. Joseph Forgives. This is Joseph.
Hey!
Who was the son of Israel and Rachel. But he had 11 brothers who hated him and sold him into slavery. After being put in jail, Joseph told of the future of Egypt when he interpreted Pharaoh's dreams, and Joseph found favor with the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh made Joseph a leader in his kingdom. Just as Joseph had told the Pharaoh, Egypt had 7 years of abundance. Then the 7 years of abundance came to an end, and the 7 years of famine began, just as Joseph had said. But the Egyptians had food to eat because Joseph had planned for the famine. There was famine in all the other lands, and many came to Joseph to buy food. There was even a famine in the land that Joseph came from. So when Israel heard that there was grain in Egypt, he sent his sons to buy some. But Israel did not send Benjamin with the others because he was afraid that harm might come to him. When Joseph's brothers came to him, Joseph recognized them, but he pretended to be a stranger. So Joseph decided to test his brothers. He had his interpreter tell them to send for Benjamin, who had stayed home.
him.
And then he threw his brothers in jail for 3 days. On the 3rd day, Joseph let all but one of the brothers take grain to their starving households with the instruction to bring Benjamin back. But Joseph provided for his brothers' journey and gave them grain and silver. The brothers did exactly as Joseph instructed, as they were scared that God was punishing them for what they had done to Joseph so many years before. They traveled home to their father's house, then back to Egypt. Now that he had seen that they brought Benjamin, Joseph was overwhelmed, so he released the brother who was still in prison. But Joseph decided to play one more trick on his brothers. He sent the brothers away but told his servant to hide his silver cup in Benjamin's bag. Then Joseph told the servant to go after the brothers and retrieve the cup. The brothers hadn't traveled far before the servant stopped them and accused them of stealing the cup. Joseph could no longer control himself before his attendants. He made them leave so he could be alone with his brothers, and he told his brothers who he really was.
Ta-da!
He told them of his life and all he had experienced, and he forgave them for what they had done. God was with Joseph and took care of him and showed him favor.
Well, Questers, I love a happy ending. I love it when people make up. Forgiveness is such a powerful thing. Joseph had learnt an awful lot over his time in Egypt. And when he saw his brothers, I think he wanted to help them, but he just wasn't quite sure if they had changed. He kind of tested them a bit, didn't he? To see if they really had changed. And he knew that they were sorry for what had happened. He forgave them. And actually his dreams had been true. His brothers did bow down in front of him, just not quite in the way he'd thought. And he didn't keep them down there. He had them come and live with them. He saved all of those people, and God's people were then saved from the famine. God used all the things that happened to Joseph to help in his big plan for the world. Forgiveness is an amazing thing, and we all need it. No matter how good we think we are, we all mess up sometimes. From right at the beginning of the world with our stories there, right to today. People mess up. We all do. That mess up, it messes up our relationship with God. These things, they get in the way. There's a story in the Bible about the first big mess up. God and humans were super close. And there was only one thing that he said for them not to do, and they did it anyway. And it just broke God's heart. It made him really sad. And God is perfect and good, and he can't be around that. So he sent them away. But that wasn't the end of the story. The whole rest of the Bible talks about how God then reached out to them, reached out to people, and made ways for them to come back, to make it okay. Basically made ways for forgiveness and to bring us back together. We've been thinking a little bit about how Jesus connects to the story of Joseph. Jesus is a massive part of God's plan for the world. In Jesus, what really happened is that God came to earth, said, right, it's time for me to come and be where you can see me, where you can touch me, where you can feel me, where you can hear me, where we can be alongside each other, so that I can show you how this being a human thing was supposed to work. So I can show you how to treat people, how to live, how to love, how to forgive each other, how to have peace, and how to be friends with God, how to have God as the king of me. But there's all that mess up that still needs dealt with. He took it all that on himself. You might have heard about Jesus dying on the cross. We talk about it quite a lot at Easter time. Christians talk about it quite a lot all through the year. A little bit like Joseph, who went to prison even though he'd done nothing wrong. Jesus was killed even though he'd done nothing wrong. Back in those days, the Romans, that's the ones that were in charge at the time. That's what they did as the worst punishment. They would put the prisoner up on a cross and they would leave him there to die. It's a really, really horrible thing. And that's what happened to Jesus. Even though he'd done nothing wrong, even though he'd lived a perfect life. He died on the cross as a guilty person. But it wasn't his guilt. It's a kind of mysterious thing. But what God says to us in the Bible is that that's to deal with all of our guilt. All of the things that we've done wrong, that's messed up, that becomes a barrier in between us and God. He dealt with it all on the cross and said, I have taken all of that on myself and it's finished. It's done with. And to show us that it was true, he didn't stay dead. After 3 days, he said to his disciples, after 3 days, I'll be coming back. And he did. On the third day, the Bible says he rose again. And he was seen by loads of people so that we know that it's true, that it happened. And when he did that, they were able to see, gosh, you keep your word, you keep your promises, and everything that you've said is true. That's amazing. And then his friends watched as he went to heaven. It says he went up into the clouds. And that's how Jesus dealt with all of that bad stuff so that we could come together with God and be friends with him again. To do that, all we have to do is say sorry. We've been doing some prayer with you each day. Prayer is just chatting to God, spending time with him. And you can do that anywhere, anytime, because God can hear you, can see you anywhere. And he's always up for a chat. And when we say to him, do you know, I believe in you. I'd like to see what it's like to live with you. I'm sorry for the things that I've done that have made you sad, that have hurt your heart, that have hurt other people. Thank you for dealing with all that on the cross and washing it away. This is the sign for forgiveness, washing it clean, starting again. And that's what God offers us. That's what being a Christian's about. But it doesn't end there, because God says that's how we've to treat other people. Sometimes that can be hard. And Amy's going to pray with us later and help us to think about that a little bit more. So I wonder if you know that you can have a chat with God anytime. I wonder if you know that God loved you so much that that's why he sent Jesus, that's why Jesus went through what he did, just because he loves you and wants us to be with him, to be friends with him. And that in that friendship, he's always with us, no matter what we're going through. We see that with Joseph and with all the team that you see on the screens this week. We've all known that God is with us. So remember today, no matter what you're going through, God is with you today.
Hey, Questers! Can you see what I'm wearing? It's disco time. You'll know some of the moves already. Some of them will be new, but I'll walk you through it. Let's dance. Okay, warmed up. We're gonna walk forwards. Okay. And back. To the side. Back. Give it some sass. This way. Back. Go backwards. And forwards. You know this one, we're gonna roll. And high. Go down. And high. Go down. Next one's a new move. We're gonna disco. Single, single, double, double. Point to the sky. Point. Then we're gonna jump and spin. Jump and spin. So you put one leg in front, spin. Other leg in front, spin. Jump, spin, jump, spin. Let's walk. Forwards, to the side. Back to the middle. This side. Back to the middle. And back. Back to the middle. We're gonna roll. Roll. Get higher. You know what's coming next. It's disco time. Woo! Single, single, double, double. Feel that disco beat. And jump. Spin. Jump. Spin. Jump. Spin. Get ready to freestyle. Woo! What's your favorite freestyle? Is it push the trolley through the shops? Is it to make it a pizza? Woo! Get ready to walk. Back. This side. Into the middle. This side. Woo! Into the middle. And back. slowly. Remember what comes after the roll? So what do you do? You're gonna point, point, double, point. Get ready to disco! Woo! Point, point, double, point. Woo! Yeah! Get ready to jump! Woo! And jump! Woo! Jump! What comes after jumping? It's freestyle! Woo! Maybe you like the Piano Man. Or maybe you like the jazz snap. Let's walk. Woo! Back. To the side. Woo! This side. This side. Woo! Back to the middle. Let's go back. Woo! Into the middle. Wow. Nice dancing. I hope you're as warmed up as I am. Woo! What's next?
Hello Questers, and welcome to today's memory verse. So before I actually tell you the whole verse, I'm going to show you the signs that we're going to be using today. So the first sign we're going to use is God. So a nice and simple one. The next sign we're going to use is not. So you can shake your head with this as well to emphasize it. So not. The next word is send. So pretend you're in Star Wars and you're using the Force. Use your fist and then push your fingers out for send. Now we're going to learn sun. So we're just going to move the finger across our chin. The next word we're going to use is world. Okay, so you do a nice big circle for the whole world. The next sign we're going to learn is guilty. So start off with your hands into your fists either side. Pretend you're the Hulk this time. I'm going to go for comic books. Then move one fist on top of the other and hit it together twice for guilty. And then the last word we're going to learn is save. So start over here with your hand open, and then as you come in, curl it round until you've got a thumbs up on top of your other hand. Okay, so if we put that all in together into today's memory verse. So God did not send his Son into the world to judge the world guilty, but to save the world. And we can find this in John chapter 3, verse 17. So God did not send his Son into the world to judge the world guilty, but to save the world. And we can find this in John chapter 3, verse 17. And that's the end of today's verse. See you again soon. Bye.
Hey Questers, we are gonna do some crafts together. So in the story, Joseph's brothers come back and he forgives them. Yay! But not before he's played some tricks on them. He's sort of tested them out to see if they're sorry, and he puts a cup in Benjamin's sack. So we are going to draw a cup, a bit like the one that Joseph might have had. Now, I said we're going to draw it because we are. Some of you might be thinking, no, I can't draw. I don't believe it. Everyone can draw. And the best drawer is the one having the most fun. So what you're going to need for this is some white paper. This should all be in your Tuesday pack. Should have some sequins. Should have some glue. Yours probably won't be purple. And some pencils or pens, whatever's in your pack or that you have at home that you could use. So let's get started. You choose the pen or pencil that you would like to use. I'm gonna go for grey. This mine's gonna be a silver cup. So the first thing you're going to want to do is around halfway up your page, just above halfway, you're going to write draw a sort of squished oval like this. Okay, got that? And then you're going to want to do, starting at this side, you're going to go down and then under. Oh, mine's going to be quite a big cup. And then go to the other side and you go down and then curve under again to meet in the middle. Oh. Excellent. But this would look like a cup that you might drink water out of, but we want it to have a stem at the bottom and then a base. So we're going to do a line down like that and another one. Okay, it's got 2 lines going down the way, and then we go out to the side. Same on the other side, out to the side, and then you're going to do like a smiley face from one side to the other. There we go. Very nice. So you should have your cup. Can you see that? Yeah, but it looks too plain. That wouldn't have been the kind of cup that Joseph would have had in Egypt, I don't think. So, what you can do to make it fancier is you can use your glue and your sequins, if you'd like to make it super blingy and shiny and fancy. Another thing you could do, so if you want to do sequins, go ahead. You could also draw some gems. So to draw a gem, I'm going to do a red gem. You're going to do it like this. So you, first of all, you draw the shape of the gem. So I'm going to go for a sort of diamond shape. Like this. Okay, so we've got a diamond shape. Then extend out the ends like this. And you're going to go along this side, make it stick out. Along this side, make it stick out. Along this side, make it stick out. On this side, make it stick out. This side, and this side. So you should have something that looks a bit like that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to join together these edges. And then you're going to fill in the sides again. Like this. Go. Oh, fancy gem. And then you can colour it in a bit like this to make it seem like it's shiny. So you do dark on one side and then a bit lighter towards the other side. Make it look shiny. You could do some other shapes of gems. You could do a triangle gem. I'll show you how to do a triangle gem. So you do the same sort of thing. Draw your shape, and then at the edges you go out like a little teepee. Make it stick out. Make it stick out. And then across, across, across. Join up. And you want to colour it in. Colour in your gems. There we go, there's a sort of triangle gem. Now yours will look different from mine because you are different from me. But that's fine, they're all going to be different, and that is one of the wonderful things about crafts. So once you've drawn the gems on that you want to, you could get some glue, stick on your sequins. Now I want lots of sequins, I'm going to have a mixture. And carry on until it is totally covered, or until it looks like you want it to look. Now you should also have a little memory verse to stick onto your picture to remind you why we drew and decorated a cup. It was to remind us of the story of Joseph, that Joseph forgave his brothers and Jesus forgives us. And the verse for today is, God did not send his Son into the world to judge the world, but to save the world. John 3 verse 17. Now you can stick this wherever you like. I'm going to pop it at the top because I've got some space there. Oh, I'm just wondering just now what your pictures look like so far. I would love to be able to see them. I think I'm going to add a few more sequins and then I'll be done. Ta-da. Something else you could do if you wanted to is, or if you have one, is take a pen and you could go round the edges of your cup just to make it stand out even more. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to. Probably would have been a good idea to do this before I put the sequins on, because I'm having to go around the edges of the sequins. Ta-da! There we have it. Your finished, fabulous, sparkly cup. I'll see you later. Don't forget to put the lid back on.
Right, how do I get this Zoom thing to work again? Checking in my nephew. There we go. There we go. Log off. Log off. Hiya.
Hi, Auntie.
What's that you've got there, log off?
It's my breakfast smoothie per your instructions. Strawberries, yogurt, skim milk, oats, a hint of mint, and of course a cup of soggy broccoli. Soggy broccoli.
Well, I'm glad to see you're following your training and nutrition schedule. I was worried you might just go back to your old ways, log off. I had visions of you answering amidst a pile of fudge donuts and burgers.
Oh, no, I've been keeping up with my training schedules per day and the food fuel is going well. I've got energy, I'm motivated, I'm well on my way to Mount Flahuji blah blah.
Mahuji what's it?
That's what I said.
Oh,
Mount
dear.
Maflingo Dingo.
Well, it's not a spelling competition, I suppose. Right, well, I was just checking in to see that you're sticking to your training. So you're okay?
Yes, in fact, I'm ready for training session 2 of the day. I can't be doing this chit-chatting. I'll never reach the heights of my flingo dingo.
Mahuji what's it? I don't know about this. I know my nephew's old ways, and in the old days, before you knew it, he'd say he'd do one thing, but really he'd be doing something else. What will I do? I know what I'll do. McDingle's has opened up again, so I'll send him a deluxe burger with fries and donuts and see if he goes back to jam on his face or if he will stick with the training. Ha Oh, and I could send him a box set too. What will I send him? A box set of Peppa Pig. Then I'll ring him and see if he's back to lying in an armchair under a pile of snacks watching TV.
What's this? Donuts! Burger and fries! This isn't part of my training. This'll have to wait. I'll bless a neighbour with it. Wow, 6 hours of unseen footage. This will have to wait till after training. Right, off with the training.
Aha!
Hi. Hi, Auntie. Sorry, I'm a bit out of breath. Training session number 6 of the day.
Oh, did you have any deliveries today?
Well, yes, I did. Some junk food and a really cool DVD box set, but that'll all have to wait till I've conquered Mount Maflingo Lango.
Mount Mahuji Whatsit. Yes, yes, okay. Well, I have to say, Logoff, I'm very impressed indeed. I wasn't sure you had changed your ways, but you have proven you are growing up and taking responsibility and taking this seriously. We might make a ninja hero of you yet.
Well, it has been tough going, but I promised Hario, so I'm going to give it a good go.
Well, what are you standing around blethering for? You've got training to do. Off you go. Well, who'd have thought it? He really has changed.
Hi everyone! And welcome to Karen's Kim's Game.
And I've got my new jeans on my new t-shirt.
Lovely, new jeans and t-shirt. Okay, so our challenge today is Kim's Game. So what we are going to show you here is our tray of 8 items. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is have a close look at all the objects we've got. So if you can see, we've got brown doggy, we've got Pudsey, we've got some red binoculars, a blue Care Bear, a troll, Maui from the Moana film, we've got Luke the engine, that green train there, and we've got Georgie Pig. So what we are going to do for Karen's Kim's Game is I'm going to take one of these objects away and I want you to see if you can tell me which one has gone. So let's have another look, just another wee look at everything that's there. Okay, have a good look. Okay, boys and girls, have you had a good look at everything that's there? Okay, here we go. Right, I'm going to take one away. Harriet and Vanessa, are your eyes tightly closed? Close your eyes, I'm not taking one away yet. Close your eyes tight. Tight, 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 tight. And I'm going to take one away and hide it. Okay, I'm going to let the boys and girls see first. The boys and girls get to see first. You stay there. Okay, boys and girls. Have a look. Can you see which item is missing? And shout out when you know which one's missing. Okay, right. Harriet and Vanessa, which has gone missing?
Dog!
Is it the brown doggy? Well done! The brown doggy was missing. Well done. Right, let's everybody have another look so we can remind ourselves which there. Well done. Okay. Right, everybody, close your eyes again. Eyes tightly closed. And let's see what's going to disappear this time. Okay? Right. Boys and girls, are you ready? I'm going to let you see first. Right. Can you see? What have I taken away this time? Who's gone? Okay. Harriet and Vanessa? Who's gone?
Maui!
Maui! Let's see him. Here he goes. Maui from Moana. Right, well done. Okay, right, let's have another look. Okay, here they all go again. So they're all back. All back. Okay. Okay, let's have another shot. Okay, eyes tightly closed. Closed eyes, closed eyes, closed eyes. And let's see who's gone this time. Boys and girls, let you see first. Boys and girls, who's missing? Shout it out. Who's missing? Who's gone? Harry and Vanessa, who's gone? Who's gone?
Pikachu!
Not Pikachu. Who was it? Who was the little yellow thing? It was...
Pup.
Pudsey! Pudsey Bear! Pudsey Bear was missing. Okay, that's a cute. Right. Okay, let's have one more go, boys and girls. Okay? One more turn. Let's give the boys and girls at home another look. Okay? There's all of our items back on the tray.
Okay, everybody eyes closed, eyes closed, eyes closed. No peeping. Okay, boys and girls, have a look. Who's gone missing this time? What do you think? Who's gone this time? What do you think? Okay, Harriet and Vanessa, tell me.
Missing.
Who's gone missing?
Troll.
Troll! Yay, well done! Troll's gone missing. Okay, so that was Kat and Kim's game for today. We hope you all have a fun rest of the day.
You're going to get
Bye!
Well, hello, boys and girls. Another day, another hot seat. I wonder if you know who the person is that's coming to the hot seat. I will just let them in. Where are they? And here he is.
Hello, Maureen.
How are you doing?
Doing very well. I'm very nervous, actually.
Oh, don't be nervous, but I did put on my hat.
Oh, I see. That's
so-
posh.
I know, and I've got my beads.
Oh,
So-
well, I didn't put on things special on the day. Just seems
Oh, well, it's okay. We're just pleased to see you. Just
absolutely. I'm pleased that thing's working.
Okay, now, could you, I think they'll know, but could you tell the boys and girls your name?
My name is Ron, or Ronald Mackey.
So, we've got a task to do today, but before we do that, I was telling the boys and girls you used to be a policeman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ages and ages ago.
That usually puts people off, Maureen.
No. You kept the community safe. So
Correct.
yeah. Right then, where were you born, Ron?
I was born in Aberdeen.
And were you brought up in Aberdeen?
Yes, my mum and dad moved about quite a lot. So I was in Stockett Hill, we were in Torry, we were in Northfield, we were in Hazelhead.
Okay.
Brought up.
Yeah. Okay. And did you go to any church organisations when you were growing up?
Yes. Well, the BB, Boys Brigade, was the main one for me.
Okay.
But I went to youth clubs and all attached to the church. But
okay.
I actually raked this out to let you see, Maureen. See if you can see this wee picture here.
Hold it up just a wee bit. All right. Okay.
Now, there's somebody in there that you know.
Uh,
In the corner with the squint hat.
yes. Oh, Bonnie Loon.
That's me in the life, boys.
So what's your very, very favourite memory from childhood?
Oh, I think being out with my dad, I shouldn't be saying this, we shouldn't be saying it nowadays, but going out, looking for birds' nests and egg hunting.
Oh, yeah. Aye.
And catching sticklebacks in the burn in the stream. Just with a net,
Yeah.
catching sticklebacks. And
Very good. Okay, it sounds like a happy childhood.
it was a very happy childhood.
So, what's your hobbies, Ron?
Well, I've got 2 old cars,
Mm-hmm.
which take up some time to keep them going.
Aye.
I've got a model railway up in my loft.
That sounds exciting.
Bit of gardening.
And you play the piano?
And I play the piano. That's another one, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, do you enjoy that?
Yes, I do. I enjoy playing the piano. Yes.
Aye. So, what were you playing this morning?
Well, I was playing first of all for Rosalind. Well, that was yesterday. We were doing the cardboard cafe.
Oh, yes.
For Rosalind singing.
Okay.
And then I thought I'd sit down this morning and just do a bit of playing for myself. So it was
Okay. Wonderful. That's great. Okay, now, what's your favourite food?
my favourite food.
Right,
Mince
right.
and tatties with Scully. Nothing to beat it.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, the next question, maybe a wee bit difficult, might not be able to pinpoint it, but can you tell me when Jesus came into your life?
Well, I think having been in the Boys Brigade and being through the church where mum and dad were stalwart church goers,
Okay.
it's always been there. But I think the first awareness, real awareness, was in an empty, dark church in Aberdeen.
Oh?
It was almost like I had this feeling, I was sent up through this church to do something. And I had this feeling, and within an empty, dark church, somebody there with me. And I think that was the first sort of conscious feeling that there was somebody with me.
Nice feeling?
It was a frightening feeling. What the feeling was telling me was that I should join the ministry. I should become a minister.
Really?
Yes.
And what stopped you?
My brains. I wasn't clever enough.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't clever enough. I'm just saying that because Alistair's probably listening, you know.
Aye, probably is.
The first real awareness.
Okay. That's a lovely story. That's a lovely story. Okay. Can you share with me what your two favourite things are about Kirk Fest and Mega Quest and the Questers?
Well, I think, like I say, every time we see the service on Sunday, when we see the kids acting out the songs and singing and thoroughly enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing, watching the children enjoying themselves. That's one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the second one would be. The food. It's a great idea, and it's great to see all the kids involved. I believe there's going to be quite a lot of kids involved. So, hello, kids.
Yes, I think at the last count there was 60, just over 60. So it's wonderful. Yeah, absolutely wonderful.
They're all wonderful.
I know.
They're all wonderful.
Yeah, in their own ways.
In their own ways, they're all wonderful.
Yes. I come to my final question.
Oh dear.
I can. That's flown by, hasn't it? You're enjoying yourself. Yeah.
I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah. So the final question would be, could you share with me your three favourite things about God?
Well, the feeling that he's always there, and very important. He's always there.
Yes.
Even in a dark, quiet church, he's there. My feeling being out in the countryside. This is maybe where it comes from. My dad being out when I was young.
Yeah.
If I'm out in the countryside amongst trees and amongst the hills, I go along the hills, but that's where I find God.
Yeah.
The feeling of God. That's
two.
You say three. I think I've found God a lot in this last few months that we've had. With all the help that people have been offering and all the help that we've had, God's been there all the time.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And it is a case of saying, thank God. There's been a lot of horrible things happening, but in the main, it's brought out a lot of good people and a lot of good things.
Yes.
God led, I'm sure.
Well, I have really, really enjoyed our time together, Ron.
So have I, Maureen.
Well, I hope to see you soon. You never know.
The men's and tatties, mine men's and tatties.
When I wear my hat, if you don't mind. Thanks very much.
Okay, bye, Maureen. Thank you.
Hi Questers, I'm outside for our prayer activity. So we've been learning a lot about how Joseph forgave his brothers when they came back and said sorry, and also about how God forgives us. So for this you should have a piece of chalk and a cup or a jug with some water in it. So the first thing I want you to think about is maybe something that you've done wrong this week. You maybe did something like you used a bad word that you know is not nice, you were mean to somebody, you shouted at somebody, or you lied about something maybe. I want you to draw or write something that reminds you of that bad thing that we want to say sorry to God for. I'm going to do it here. You don't have to say what it is, but you can say it out loud if you want to, but God will know what it is. I'm going to do lots of squiggles because it wasn't a nice thing I did. And a sad face. So, something bad happened, and we bring it to God and we say, sorry, I'm so sorry I did that thing, I know it's not nice. Please, can you forgive me? And do you know what God says? He says something like, thank you so much for saying sorry and for seeing that that was a bad thing. I love you and I forgive you. Now, when God forgives us, he doesn't always remind us about that terrible thing that we did. He does something like this. He takes the water. He says, I forgive you. And it's gone. He won't remind us of it. He won't make us feel bad for it because he has forgiven us and he's wiped it all away. And because God forgives us, we should do our best to forgive other people. So if you find a new space to draw, maybe you could draw something that someone else did to you that hurt you and it made you sad. It might have been something that somebody said to you. That's what I'm going to draw. Somebody said something to me that made me just feel rubbish. And it hurt me. And I could be mad about that forever, but that wouldn't be very nice. Because when I remember that God has forgiven me for all the bad things that I've done, I need to do my best to forgive other people. So I think about the things, do you know, that really hurt me, but I'm going to do my best to forgive them. So I try and do the same as God. I say, I forgive you, even if they don't say sorry, and you wipe it away so it disappears. And it is hard to forgive other people, but when we remember all that God forgives us for, we should do it for other people too. Shall we say a wee prayer together? You can join in if you'd like to. Dear Lord, thank you that Jesus died to forgive us for our sins. We're sorry for the things that we do that are wrong. Please forgive us. And please help us, Lord, to forgive the people who've done things that hurt us. Please help us to be kind and forgiving. Thank you for your forgiveness. Amen.
Hey! Great songs!
No, we haven't done them yet.
Hey!
Over here.
Oh! What you doing over there? So, were you praying with Amy?
Yes, I've got my chalk. I drew a picture, I'm not going to lie, I drew a picture of our fudge donut, which I'm now going to call the fudge donut of forgiveness.
The fudge donut of loveliness, forgiving
loveliness.
Yes.
That'll be the one. Brilliant. So you can find your chalk in your craft pack if you got a craft pack from us, and can get praying with that with Amy if you haven't done that already. In fairness, if you've done that already, you've probably drawn on your carpet, and that's not a good idea. So the next time it's not pouring with rain, you can head out and do your forgiveness prayers with Amy. We've got a couple of songs next, and then this afternoon
we have a Zoom chat at 3:30 on Zoom. Weirdly.
Yep, the meeting ID and password for that are in the letter in your pack. If you're not sure what that code is, if you could send us a message on Facebook Messenger or on the text 07711 223 100, and we'll send that back to you. Okay.
And if you want to send us any pictures of your crafts or of your prayer chalk stuff, then we'd be delighted to see them.
Our videos
as
of
well.
you dancing and things. We're going to
Yeah,
make a big video at the end of Mega Quest. So if you want to feature in that, you ask your grown-ups. Not everybody likes to be online, and that's okay. But if you want to be on the online videos, you certainly can. Send them in.
So we're
Who
gonna
should we
sing?
send them to? Send them to N for Nicola, Bruce at churchofscotland.org.uk.
N for Nicola, but you don't write the for Nicola.
No, you just write
N
Bruce
at
churchofscotland.org.
churchofscotland.org.uk.
And this is why you're not signing the memory verses.
That's close.
All right, let's have our closing songs for today.
Excellent. Where's the band?
Every
Can they come?
time.
Where's
Every
the band?
time.
Where's the band? Where's it going?
This is the story of the cross. Father loved us so much. When we
songs, brilliant singing. So see you at 3:30 on Zoom, where we'll play some games, have some news.
Yeah, probably another song or so. Yeah, just have some live chat with you. Okay, if you can manage, that would be great.
And again,
bedtime
for
stories
this evening,
tonight.
bedtime story tonight, 6:30.
Who's on Soul Soundtrack? 7:15.
7:15. Andy is going to be on Soul Soundtrack tonight. We met Andy. I met Andy socially distanced in his garden because he just lives over there somewhere. I met Andy on the day that was summer.
That one hot day.
Yeah. So we had a chat about his life and about his faith and about what that means to him and the songs that have inspired him. And there's a brilliant story from one of the songs that he chose. It's really, really powerful song.
So that might be after your bedtime, and that's okay, because we've got our hot seats and whatnot here too.
And then
but your grown-ups might want to tune in.
9 o'clock, Peter is giving his thought for the week.
Cool. Do you think he'll do it in his blanket? In
He
his
might.
dressing gown?
He might. Who knows?
We'll see. All right. Have a great rest of the day.
See ya.